Salakia got interrupted by a call. So irritating, man. But like I said, you won't be yourself, man. And Salakia for the lack of scriptures not being posted in the first part. You know, this is really not, I don't have to really go here and there. But I'm going to just hit the point here and close it out. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. The third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his right hand or and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Now, what is the image of the beast? This man's way of life. Okay, if you're not down with the way that the transition of this system is, you're down with his CHIP, right? Down with this LGBTQ community, right? If you're not worshiping what he wants in society, holding it up, right? And if you don't take what he wants for you to take, you're gonna be ostracized in society, man. You gotta actually be down with this system, man. You gotta wonder after the image of the beast. And a lot of our people are already wondering. You got employees that are already walking around with this thing. You know, it hasn't been implemented on a major scale, but it's coming. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right now, let's look up this word mark. If you take this thing, you're going to be burnt up in the presence of Yahushua and the Lamb and the hopeful elect, man. You know, all you non-believers, all you camps that say, oh, this ain't the CHIP, it ain't a microchip, you know, it's 666 man. It ain't none of that, man. It ain't philosophies like we had this Christian roll up talking about it's lawlessness, man. Everybody has it. Now, if everybody had it, who is going to be saved? The scriptures talk about the elect love not their lives unto death. These men that love not their lives unto death denied the CHIP, denied this man's image of life. So everybody that's the hopeful elect, they're not going to take this, man. So the word mark comes from the Greek word charagma, a stamp, imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as a badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah, right? The mark branded upon horses, theme carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. And this is what Esau is stamping inside of you, stamping in your head, where it's going in between your brain barriers and shit, man. Going in your right hands. You know, a badge of the followers of the anti-Messiah, which really, you take this, you really are anti-Yahushai. Okay? It's really going to make you stand out that you down with this society, man. You know? Now, let's get the root word for charagma. It goes to karax, which is a pale, stake, palisade or rampart. Pales between which earth, stones, trees, and timbers are heaped and packed together, right? A palisade, something that you stick. A stake, you ever go camping, you stake the tent down? It's something that you pierce in between, right? Now let's look at the word, the root word for karax. It's grapho, to write, with reference to the form of the letters, to delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material, to write, with reference to the contents of writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, records. See, this thing is going to hold your records, man. You know, it's going to keep track of so much information. That's why they said this is a major privacy hack, right? Because you can have hackers actually hack your data, man. Hacking what you think. Because it's all going to be on that MOTB, right? So this thing is right here, man. You got China already up on game. And they so ahead on cars. They ahead of the CHIP. They already ahead moving quick, man. That's why, like I said, Klaus Schwab said China is a great model to follow after, man. And best believe this thing is near. Like the article said, this thing is coming. Man with machine, this thing is coming. It's not far beyond 2065. Nah, this thing is nearer than what we believe at the scriptures say. Matter of fact, I'm going to end it with that because I keep quoting it. What Yahweh Shai said. Well, this is what Paul said to the Romans. No, well, Yahweh Shai said it too, but different wording. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. It's high time to get up out of the sleep, man. A lot of jakes asleep to this. But the elect, we're woken to what's going on. And it's nearer than what we believe before, prior to when we came in this thing. It's closer, man. We spoke about this years ago, starting with our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Now it's like, dang, it's right here. This thing can happen any moment. You see what the CEO of Nicoya, Pekka Lungham, is saying. By 2030, you know, the smartphones is going to be done away with. Right? So this is where we're moving towards. All these data centers and all that. Esau building up this infrastructure, man. You know, so with that, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakah HaKodash. The honors into my apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect. Till next one, I say Shalom.